Good evening, and welcome to this edition of The List on UWW-TV. I'm Brooke Stoles, along with Liv Yolst. For the next few minutes, we'll present our top 5 sports stories of the week and discuss why they made our top 5. Did your top 5 make our list? Let's find out. At number 5, the UW-Whitewater baseball team opened their season with a sweep against Asbury University in Wilmore, Kentucky. The Warhawks dominated the Eagles in Game 1, forcing the Mercy Rule with the final score of 26-4 in 7 innings. In Game 2, the Warhawks continued their dominance, winning 12-2. Then they capped off the series with a 6-3 victory in Game 3. Liv, what stood out to you in this series?
Thank you, Brooke. What stood out to me in this series was definitely catcher Aaron Holland hitting his first home run in the leadoff of the series of Game 1, and he went 3 home runs, going 5 for 15 with a double and 7 RBIs. Obviously, this stands out to you because obviously we are a powerhouse on the offensive end of the ball, and we brought it in both sides this series. On the pitching side, the Warhawks were outstanding as well. The 3 starting pitchers in this series went a combined 15 innings, allowing only 1 earned run from this Asbury team. It's obviously an impressive statistic. We know how well the Warhawk baseball team has been doing this series, and last season, obviously getting second in the national championship. I expect this team to continue to build momentum into conference play this upcoming spring trip to Pensacola, Florida. I would look out for last year's All-Americans, Matt Skolin, Eli Frank, and Andy Thies on this trip going forward. We obviously are going to see a lot of momentum build from this first game series that we had in Kentucky, and I'm excited to see what we have planned for Coach Vodelich getting his enough wins, over 789 wins in the WIAC.
Yeah, no, Liv, I agree. I can't wait to see what kind of season is in store for the Warhawks. At number 4, the Philadelphia 76ers are going to be without their all-star center for the rest of the season. Joel Embiid has been ruled out due to an injury in his left knee that has been bothering him since last season. During the 24-25 season, Embiid played in 19 games and was constantly on and off the court battling this injury. Liv, where do you think the 76ers go from here, and what might the future look like for Joel Embiid?
I think the 76ers really have to pull Tyrese Maxey out of his comfort zone and get him some more offensive usage. He will take on an even bigger and better scoring role this coming season with Embiid out. It's likely that he'll increase his shot attempts, facilitating responsibilities, and being a leader on this team. Tobias Harris's role expands, and it's going to be pretty obvious that he'll need to be more aggressive in taking on more opportunities with Embiid not in the play. For the future of the 76ers, I cannot see them going very far in the playoffs without Embiid and without Jared McCain, but that doesn't mean that their defensive will not be a good tall stand in this coming playoff run. The major rim protection issues need to be talked about. His absence, his height on the court, they all are going to feel that in their game-like situations. We need more switchability. They could go even smaller and switch more defensively, but that all obviously comes with risks. I'm looking for them to come on to the offseason and try to rebuild this team and go on without Embiid, considering that medical retirement that has been speculating.
Yeah, no, Liv. Hopefully the 76ers get Embiid back, and hopefully he has a speedy recovery. At number 3, a lot happened in the NFL this past week, including Travis Kelce announcing he's returning for his 13th season, Matthew Stafford and the Rams agreeing to a restructured contract, and the Commanders trading for Deebo Samuel. Liv, how do you think these moves impact the league, especially with the free agency starting soon?
Thank you, Brooke. There's a lot of big moves lately. Kansas City is going to have their power offensive tight end again, and they obviously still have Mahomes, so that connection is going to be great and exciting for the Chiefs fans. They're one of the best duos in the league. He's one of the best tight ends in the league. I think it's going to be really, really exciting for Chiefs fans and for management to keep going with this duo. As for Debo to the Commanders, it is a huge steal for the Commanders. They're finally getting to build around Jaden Daniels, and their offense is going to be even more dynamic than ever. This weapon is going to bolster their lineup, while I don't think it's fair to say that the 49ers got the short end of the deal, because they do have financial flexibility, additional draft capital to address their other needs to build around Brock Purdy and their young offense. Moving forward, Samuel opens up his salary cap space and provides an opportunity to retool the 49ers roster. 49ers have selections, 11 of them, in the upcoming draft, pending compensatory picks, and they may explore options to replace Samuel through the draft or the free agency that is coming up very, very soon. As for Stafford, he will still be playing at a high level. Durability will be quite a concern. He is 36. The Rams will likely have to emphasize protecting him with an improved offensive line and a strong run game.
Thank you, Liv. Maybe we'll see Kelsey and Mahomes in their revenge tour for KC. We've got more coming up on the list, including a discussion on Diana Taurasi's retirement and women Warhawks basketball. We'll be right back.
We'd love to show you what it's like to be a Warhawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a Warhawk.
At UW Whitewater.
You belong here.
She's always had it. Pure ambition. An unbridled self-confidence that most people only dream of. You see it driving her, empowering her, and in time, you see it fueling her future. Perhaps even helping her blaze a new trail. All she needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities. Unlimited opportunity.
Sports fans. We pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Welcome back to the list on UWW-TV. Let's continue the countdown to this week's top sports stories. At number 2, Diana Taurasi has announced her retirement from the WNBA. As announced by the Phoenix Mercury, the team she played her entire career with, the WNBA all-time leading scorer and one of the most decorated basketball players of all time is calling it a career. Liv, let's detail the legacy she'll be leaving behind.
Yeah, of course. Taurasi has been dominant in her sport for 2 decades, getting Finals MVP twice and 3-time WNBA championships, 5-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-time NCAA championship winner at UConn. She's obviously had a stellar career, nicknamed the White Mamba by the Black Mamba himself, Kobe Bryant. Her performances, her clutch ability has been perfect in game time situations. She is the GOAT of the WNBA, that's for sure. And we are proud to see that she is leaving a great legacy behind in the sport of the WNBA. She has definitely taken her name and raised the sport of women's basketball in her honor. And we are seeing the cultural impact that she has been given and the global influence that she has taken and succeeded with. Her success in overseas in Russia and international women's basketball, she's paved the way for lucrative contracts abroad. She's obviously been a vocal advocate for women's basketball for so long, and her confidence, her competitive fire, and her leadership has been stellar. We are really sad to see her go, but we loved the legacy that she has brought for the WNBA.
Thanks, Liv. Yeah, hopefully she can enjoy her retirement some, and excited to see who our upcoming stars are for the WNBA. And our top story of the week is the UW Whitewater's women's basketball team has won the WIAC Conference. The Warhawks defeated the UW Oshkosh Titans 64-61 in the championship game to claim the WIAC title. With the conference championship win, they will host against Principia in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Liv, what led to their success this season, and what will be the key factors going into NCAA tournament play?
Yeah, thank you, Brooke. I think the biggest thing about their success is definitely everybody is stepping up. Everybody has a role to play, and they are playing it on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. They're second in the WIAC in sports. They're third in field goal percentage. They're second in allowed field goal percentages, first in free throw percentages, and second in offensive rebounds. They are stepping up huge. Obviously, we have Casey Corralo, Maggie Trouch, Katie Hildebrandt, Mallory Olofsson, and Bree McCurdy all stepping up. They're all ranked somewhere in the WIAC, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, blocks, all of it. The Warhawks women's basketball team has been stepping up on both sides of the ball. They have been at a loss to Stout, at a loss to Oshkosh, and they turned that around in the playoffs, which is huge for them. You knew they could do it all along. Obviously, conference play was a little bit different, but everybody's coming in. Everybody is stepping up. They do not want to lose, and none of us want to see them lose either. We are cheering them on, of course. Casey Corralo is leading in points still. Maggie Trouch is 15. Kitty Hildebrandt is leading 24th in the WIAC, 4 points. Obviously, everybody is taking on their role defensively. We talked to Mallory Olofsson. She's taking on her role defensively, as so are all of their bench players.
Glad to see that the Warhawks are getting out of their heads and starting to have that championship mindset. And that will do it for this edition of The List. We'll be back next week to talk up the sports headlines. For Liv Yolst, I'm Brooke Souls. See you next week for more stories on UWW TV.